Welcome to the body of the goddess. And we enter into the first door, food, today. And the reason I chose food as our first door is because I felt as if you're offering, you take so much of energy and you take so much of dedication and devotion into preparing something for the goddess. When the Navratri comes or something, and then you offer it with so much love and it tastes delicious. Um, and it and I feel when we are eating on a day-to-day basis, rather than giving it same attention, love, and energy, we are actually feeding ourselves in a very binge mode, in a very numbing mode, in a way it doesn't even touch our heart, our soul, um, our bodies in the way it should touch, our tongue, our throat. It just goes. So as I was also sitting with it and looking at it for my own process, I felt how food is something that ever since we were a child was used to distract you from feeling. you know it is like you and I have been doing that too, like when my baby is like um irritated or something, I would offer him the milk, like, please have it. So it's something that he's using to soothe himself, and then he'll forget about the pain, or he'll forget about something that hurt him. um and his entire focus attention will go into feeding himself, and he would feel good, and he would sleep, and he'll be okay. And it can work until a certain point, because he does not know how else to process these feelings right now. But then as we grow up, we keep doing that. When we are feeling low, we go on, reach out for a sweet. When we are feeling bored, we go out and reach out for something spicy, some chaat or something like that. When we feel um, alone, isolated, we might go reach out for salt or sweet. So, food has become a way to comfort ourselves. Food has become a way to protect ourselves when we feel unsafe, when we feel anxious, when we feel, I don't know what to do, when we feel airy. Food has become a way to feel solid in the body. Food has become a way to uh, be. There's also a very, very interesting thing to also be guilty about food, and also then to coping with the guilt we have food. So the addiction of food, when we actually are in this loop where something comes and triggers us, we feel a certain sensation in the body, and we do not want to go there. And then we go and sense this urgency in the body to somehow get rid of it, and we reach out for food. And then the trigger happens again. And trigger could be internal and external both. Trigger could be uh, just me seeing somebody. Trigger could be having a messy house. Trigger could be somebody saying something to me, and trigger could be me inside feeling, what the heck am I doing with my life? Trigger could be me feeling guilty about not getting up on time and not doing my yoga. Trigger could be um, it could be so subtle inside of you that you would not even know that. 2 days before I saw somebody and I felt I don't have a good skin, or I have much more protruding belly than them. And it stays within me. And that sense of low or uh, inferiority or in different sense it can come, or fear of not being good enough can come up as a trigger that I want to like somehow feel better and I don't care how. So food is something how we are approaching and how we are gulping down our emotions. We are using food to distract from what we are sensing, what we are feeling, what we are going through in our bodies. And if you actually take a pause and if you could um, look at it, what's going on, and if you could allow yourself to feel that feeling, you would actually reach to a very unmet need of a young child, a part of you that wanted something much long before and didn't get and is still asking for it. And you're telling them that no, you can't have it. You better have a piece of cake. So it could help you, it could be a window for you to connect with a very deeper unmet need and find a way to now possibly meet that need. So this could become an entire meditation, every time um, you have a craving, every time you have food in front of you, every time you have already eaten, but you don't feel finished. You don't feel that satiation, you know. This could be a moment for you to actually take a pause and track down what's going on. So the reason I've kept the body program for 90 days and I have kept 24 calls, like, we are meeting twice a week at least, is because I know that this is happening when it comes to body and we are in the body ever since we were born. And it's so sad to know that the body that we are in ever since we are born is something that we are deeply shameful of. It's something that we are very disconnected to. It's something that we're trying hard to not be in and check out. When this is the only chance for us to live our bodies, to live in this body, you know? So, no matter what amount of healing work and everything that you do, until you don't learn to live in this body, sense and feel in this body without distracting yourself with food and with other things, it's, uh, it doesn't help as much. And because it is so subtle that it would come 10 times a day when you become aware of it. And it would take you back to the same place because we are so used to comparing, judging, not feeling, bypassing, gulping down that it would become much easier to do that. So it need more reminders, and hence we are doing this twice a week so that we can come back to reminding ourselves, centering ourselves again and again. So it's like a pendulum and we'll move to different edges and we'll bring back ourselves to the center every time we meet. We bring back ourselves to the center every time we meet. We build capacity to feel and um, move those feelings. We cannot um, challenge ourselves. And this is, see, another way of judging where we think, oh, we are not disciplined enough, that we are not able to follow this style. That other people are able to do it, but it is just me who is not able to do it. I need to be more disciplined, I need to be more focused, I need to be more committed. But when you're running from and you're operating from a 3-year-old child's space, because this is the unmet need of that 3-year-old child, it becomes really hard to um, be disciplined and be committed. It's something that your system is asking for such a long time. Welcome, Krishna. And you are like beating that child. Why the heck can't you follow a diet? At least once. At least try doing it for 20 days, 21 days. You might be able to change that. And the child is crying. I was like, I'm just a child. So this capacity has to be built in this inner adult within us so that the adult can take lead and also build that relationship with the child and soothe and comfort it in different ways. So, as we start, I would invite you to, if you need a pen and a paper, you can keep a pen and a paper. Um, and or you can just put it on chat, whatever works for you. Krishna, as you have come now, what we are talking about is that emotional eating that we do. We have judged ourselves as if it was lack of discipline, but it is actually a unmet, unprocessed sensation that is seeking a completion in our bodies, is seeking to be witnessed, seeking to be held, seeking to be felt. And we are using food as a coping mechanism. And how we are going to do it is by we are going to go to the root. Where is it coming from? Which sensation is asking for us to notice? And what is the need behind it? So, I'm going to be sharing a very simple method for you to do this as we move forward. Okay. So, the what we do until now is that when there is a trigger in the environment, internally or externally, we sense a sensation in the body. The sensation could be anxiousness, discomfort, angry, irritated, questioning the life, you know. It could appear in different ways in the body. And the sensation in the body would be just a tingling, just a numbing, just clenching. Sensation is sensation. Triggers are these. When something triggers, a sensation appears in the body. Sensation comes much before thought and feeling also. It's a nervous system response. And you, because of that sensation, you feel discomfort. You feel, what the heck do I do with it? This, I cannot live with this sensation. I cannot feel this sensation. And because of that discomfort, you sense an urgency in your system to cope, to suppress, to do something with it. And you reach out for food. This is not how you offer food to the body of the goddess because it is not hunger, it is an alarm, that somebody has pressed and you're reaching like, crazy. It's like a fire alarm. Somebody has pressed the alarm, like, "Ah," and the voice is so annoying, and that you want to somehow shut that voice. So you reach out fast. How do quickly switch off this alarm? This is what's happening with food, and this is what we're doing right now. And please don't judge for it because this is how your nervous system is responding. Yes, let's one.
I felt like it is no offering of anything. It's basically filling a void. It's like there is a space, there is a need, let's shut it up with something. So that's what's happening with my body at the moment. And the word offering meant so pure and so light and so energetic. Whereas in offering has not happened at all, I guess. It's always been I'm angry, sad, feeling lonely, fill it up with food. Or I'm mad, handle that stress using food. So that's what's been happening. Thank you for saying this loud.
Totally. And I feel this so much for myself. When I'm hosting and holding this space for you, I'm telling you, I'm in this boat with you. I'm just doing the work ahead of you so I can hold that space, but I'm also doing the work. Um, Hema says, I had this moment where I realized the way we offer food to the god or goddess uh, with so much love and kindness, but when it comes to ourselves, we are always in rush. We do it as a task. How self-love is missing in the living entity, but available for the idol and forget that we are the same divine. So beautiful, so appropriate. Exactly, it's like a fire alarm in our nervous system when we reach out for food. But if you imagine the goddess, and let's imagine this goddess, idol goddess, the goddess is very centered. When you are preparing halwa and you take like an entire day or maybe 2 days, the goddess is not like, give me food, goddess is right here, patiently centered. See, she is in not need of the food to cope something or to suppress something. She's here. And when you offer, she would be like, okay, like what do I like? How do I eat? What do I eat? It is actually there is no emotional up and down happening here when it comes to food. The food comes, I stay here. The food leaves, I stay here. This is the kind of centeredness that we are aiming to bring in the Body of the Goddess program. And in this call today, I wanted to say something. Forget it. So when you operate from the centeredness, you are in control. You are taking your power in your own hands. You don't give the power away. You become that power. You decide. And when you take that power back, that, hey, I'm not running, there's no alarm. This alarm is a false, it's a myth, it doesn't exist. I've been trained. It's like a matrix. I've been trained to listen to this false alarm, but I can be with it. I can hear it. I know it's a false alarm. There is no fire. I will build my capacity to listen to this alarm, and alarm will go off by itself, and I do not have to act on it via food. I'll find different other ways. Maybe I'll play my own new music. I would, but not act on it. This is the kind of centeredness that we are bringing. Um, the Body of the Goddess program name might feel very mystical and all of that, but it is very much rooted in the nervous system based, uh, learning. It is very much rooted in the body, very grounded in the body. It is not something that you just talk and fly off, but you learn to actually come in the body more and more and more. So it's gonna be something that you feel in the body and experience in the body, then just think about it or talk about it. Okay. So what would be the new loop that we'll be creating? We have talked about the trigger loop. Now, how we are gonna be, what would this new space would look like? There will still be trigger, there will still be a sensation, but instead of being discomfort and uncomfortable with that sensation, because I don't know what it is, we bring presence to it. We say, okay, I'm here with you. Let me see what it is. There will be times when you will not be able to be present with it. And you'll be like, no, I don't have capacity right now to be with it. And for that, we'll talk more, what do you do in those moments? Because every time I shut down on sensations, I don't have that capacity. Um, but when you have the capacity, then you be present with it, with whatever capacity you have. And you actually learn to process it in a way where you meet the true need in the system. So for this, I will ask you questions. I'll invite you to track it down for yourself. Okay. So bring to the mind the last time you emotionally ate. Remember that time, bring that memory up. Or if you cannot, then maybe bring up a craving that you have. You know, I want to eat this. So want to eat this. Even if I think this is not good for me, I still so want to eat this. So bring up that. And as you bring up the memory, I invite you to gently close your eyes for a few seconds, where when you emotionally ate something, and locate in your body, track down in your body, where do you feel that emotion in your body? Where do you feel that in your body? The hunger in your body, the emotion in your body. Where do you feel hunger in your body? And once you track down, I want you to go to that part of you and notice what the sensation is. There is tightness in my chest. There's this clenching in my stomach. Or there's this tingling. What is it? What is the sensation like? Let the sensation exist without solving it. Be with it. Don't fix it. Don't breathe it away. Don't distract yourself with it. You can be with this sensation as it is. As you breathe in the body, you stay with the sensation and you allow yourself to feel it fully. If it feels too much and you want to move your body, you can move your body, not to let go of the sensation, but to feel it more. To stay with it more. If you want to move around the room because it feels too much, you stay with the sensation and move around the room. If bring a pause here and notice if the sensation could speak, then what would it say? I feel tight, I feel numb, I don't know, I just feel so trapped, whatever it is. What does the sensation say? I need it. You might ask, what do you need? And notice now, how can you comfort the sensation? How can you comfort yourself, even just 5%? If you want to say something to this part of you, if you want to gently just move your head, if you just want to spread your hands, and if you want to just breathe into that, what would make you feel just 5% more safer, more comfortable with it? Beautiful. Keep giving that to yourself more and more and more and more. How would you like to nourish this part of you? I'll give you a few more seconds until you feel complete. When you feel complete, you can open your eyes. If anybody want to share and need support, you want to, Hema? Let me spotlight. Yes.
For the very first time, I felt the sensation in my tongue.
Mm,
I could literally wanted to crave that salty thing. I'm not an overeater, but sometimes I crave for chips, fries, anything salty, tangy, and last night I had it with my dinner. And I could sense that tingling sensation. My tongue becomes so active, like it again wanted to have it at that point of time. Okay. And when you talk about the sensation, I felt like lively, enjoy, and you know, also like, when you said how you feel accomplished if you want to do this. So I felt like enjoying to the fullest and let it settle down, and also like, giving attention to it and let it settle down. But yes, my tongue was feeling very lively. It was craving again, and this was for the first time I was like, tongue पे भी हो सकता है क्या? Like tongue can also, do that thing, and this is it.
beautiful. I hear that you felt a tingling sensation in your tongue.
Yeah,
Uh, you felt that it was very lively and it was,
yeah,
just wanted to enjoy, enjoy to the fullest. And
yeah.
uh, what else? Then you said that, okay, you were surprised by the fact that it's happening on your tongue. And how did you choose to nourish it? How did you choose to, like, one, I see that it wanted your presence. So you just
Yeah.
give it attention that, okay, I see you and you have fun. And anything else you want to share here?
It's like, being present with it fully and, settle it down.
Mm.
Like, don't have to leave the things in between.
Uh,
Just, yeah,
you just being present with it until it feels complete.
settle down. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. That's amazing that you stayed with the sensation, you let it all be tingly and enjoy and bubbly, and then you give it presence. And I see you, you're having fun. And the power is within me because I'm being the witness to it. And I'm not like trying to suppress it and do something about it. and then it settles down by itself. Beautiful. Awesome. Anybody else want to share? Listener, do you want to share on this? I'll remove you.
For me, for a minute, my body is switched off, because when it is time to change or to acknowledge, accept, it tries to, it's my default mechanism is to fall asleep. So you're not aware. And then luckily I came back, and then I can, you know, you feel a little alive in the parts of your body which you were not really bothered about. So you feel a little alive, and I'm like, okay. So when I fell asleep, I kept saying, I acknowledge and accept the body of goddess. I acknowledge and accept the body of goddess, and then shifted. So thank you, because the sparkle of being alive. That's what I felt after the, while you were doing the session.
Okay, I invite you. I could see that happening in the screen. I invite you to slowly do this exercise, and again, I'll share the recording. You know, so you could learn that when a certain, because even there's something uncomfortable and I cannot be with it. So this process is where we be with that discomfort, not as the discomfort, but as a sensation as it is. So instead of saying I want food, you actually shift to, oh, like, my tongue is having fun,
Yeah.
wants to enjoy, or, I'm feeling tight in my chest.
Mm.
Instead of thinking I want food, you shift it into I feel tight in my chest, I feel tingling in my tongue, I feel ziggly here. So you may with the when you make that shift, you actually go to a deeper need.
Mm.
And it could be, for even you, Hema, it could be like, how do I bring more fun and more enjoyment? How do I enjoy to my fullest? Could be, if you dig deeper, it could be a deeper need asking of you something right now. So instead of escaping, you actually be with it and you meet it. So it's also meeting yourself more intimately, meeting the parts of you that you are kind of escaping from. And it's a very tender, beautiful process. It doesn't have to become very heavy. It could be, if you stay on the sensation level, it will not be a very heavy process. You feel tight in your chest and you just open your arm and you just allow it to loose. You don't have to go to the inner child and do the work. It is more of, we could do it in the body level, we could do it at the sensation level. So you can do it on the go. You cannot do the inner child work full day, right? Because you're having cravings full day. So you could locate the sensation in the body, you can shift it on the bodily level only. So you
Pick it up or stretch. And also the fact with you is that be with it. Like if I have a rumble in the tummy, ask rumble in the tummy, yes, I know you're making a noise. What do we want? Are we okay? Are you making me heard? Instead of quickly running and fixing something to fill it up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be with the discomfort.
Yeah, what do you have to say? What do you need? You know,
Yeah.
rumble in my tummy, and uh, what is it? What do you need? It might just need some um
I
walking. It
just need
might
my hand there. It needs some TLC. That's also possible, I think.
totally, totally. It is also you don't abandon yourself for some temporary relief that you do. Just to feel a little comfortable, we abandon ourselves in it. We abandon that sensation. We abandon that feeling. We're like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna just comfort myself. So it's also you learn to stay with yourself in discomfort. And when you learn to do it with the food within the body, you also learn to do it in relationships with other people. You
Yeah.
also learn to do it when you want to come on social media and you feel this, numbing in your chest, or you feel this freeze in your throat. You learn to stay with it and you learn to process it. Not just stay with it, but also process it so it feels complete. And you take the next step slowly. So this work that we are doing internally is also going to is the muscle that you are building to be with yourself. and it would show up in every other corner. So, did you bring a piece of food with you? Okay. So, we'll do a small process. If somebody has not brought, you can bring a small piece of food. Anything works.
Nuts will work, like
What?
nuts, anything, snacks will work, right?
Oh, so before we eat this time, we will bring ourselves to some centeredness and we are going to be offering it to the goddess. Okay? I'm having more beautiful exercises that I'm curating for our program that we get to do. That's how do you actually offer the food to the goddess? And so the offering itself becomes so fun and so pleasurable that you feel full, that you don't feel unfinished even after eating. So I'm pretty excited. Ah, cool. When you bring it, I invite you to maybe gently keep it in front of you and gently close your eyes. Breathe in the center of your body, relax. Relax more, relax even more. As if you have nothing else to do. Just relax. Relax. With every breath, you relax even more automatically. As you breathe in the center of your body, you breathe through the heart to the belly. And you breathe out from your mouth. Ah, and you relax deeper. You take 3 breaths like that, breathing in from the nose, breathing out from the mouth with the sound of sigh. Ah, ah, ah. Just staying present with the body of the goddess, invoking and inviting the goddess in you to have this offering. And as you gently open your eyes, you stay centered while you look at it. Just look at it. When you feel called to it, you can hold it in your hand and you can look at it. You can feel the texture of it in your hand. You can look at the shape of it, color of it, the sizing of it. How does it really look? Bring it to your nose and you smell it. What does it smell like? You keep it away from you and you feel the body response. How do you feel in your body as you see it? Ask a question. Is this hunger? Is it an escape? Do I want to eat it? Or do I want to eat something different? Breathe in the center of your body and make a choice. And if you choose to eat it, I invite you to take a very small bite and really feel the juice in your tongue, in your mouth with it. You don't have to eat it full. You just take a very small bite and see how does that feel in the mouth, in the body. And you stay with it. You really enjoy as if, somebody has prepared this with a lot of love and devotion, and you are gonna take your own sweet time to relish it. Beautiful. And here it goes. You can continue doing that. And thank you for joining this call. I feel complete for today. I wanted to do a small EFT tapping with you when it comes to food, eating, cravings. If you want me to create a video and share in the group, please put down your request on what topic when it comes to food do you want me to create a tapping on, and that you can do later. We're going to be doing anyways in the program, but something in regards if something comes up, you can ask for it. And yeah, thank you for bringing your bodies here.
I feel like digestion. I mean, if that once, I think that I struggle with digestion. If we can we have a EFT for that, if that's possible, I'll be really grateful.
Okay, thank you. I'll sit with it. What does that mean? Yes, yeah, we'll do that. Did I say anything? Yeah. All I wanted to say is that you have been trying hard to control, to do like a really hard gym and to really follow a strict diet. And you try to put a lot of control in order to achieve what you want. And this, the Body of the Goddess program is not about control, it is about bringing the connection back. So the invitation is to connect, reconnect with the body, reconnect with how your body wants to move, reconnect with the juice, reconnect with the joy, reconnect with the need within, um, and with the goddess. So if you feel you would like to join this, it is for, I think until tomorrow, it is for 25,000. From Monday, it will be 30,000 program for 3 months for 24 calls. I haven't done such a cheap program ever, so I think now is the chance for you to really get on this journey. This is gonna be tasty, delicious, and we are gonna change how we approach, how we look at, how we think about feel in our bodies, um, and how we eat, how we move. So I would love for all the goddesses to be there. DM me if you're interested, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.